Hello, everyone, and welcome to our last webinar of 2025. My name is Nicole. I'm one of the client success specialists here at Yulio, and I have the privilege of hosting today's very special webinar where I get to highlight all of the new and exciting Yulio features that we released this year. Before I dive in, I just want to say that we have had such a great year at Yulio, and so much of that is thanks to you, our customers. So thank you for being part of the Yulio community this year. All right, there's lots to cover, so let's get started. Here is a peek at what is on the agenda. We'll start off by taking a look at some new updates in your Yulio account and in our Collaborate tool. After that, I'll go over what's new in the headset experience. For our Revit users, we'll take a look at several Yulio plugin updates. And finally, you'll get an exclusive look at what's to come in 2026. So let's start off with an exciting update to your Yulio account. As many of you know, for several years, Yulio has implemented a view limit of 1,500 views annually per seat. Based on feedback from you, we drastically increased that view count in 2025 to 10,000 views annually per seat. For most of our users, this update effectively removes any view limitations, allowing you to share your projects broadly and without disruption. It also means that you should no longer need to purchase additional licenses just to accommodate higher usage. We're super proud at Yulio to offer unlimited cloud rendering and unlimited VR projects across all of our paid plans. So it was important to us that we adjust our view limit to accommodate that. Now, speaking of your VR projects and sharing them with clients, this leads me to our next update, which is a powerful new communication tool in Collaborate. Before getting into this new update, I just want to quickly remind everyone about Collaborate. Collaborate is Yulio's best tool for presenting your projects to clients and colleagues. And if you take a look at my screen now, you can see a pre-recorded Collaborate session taking place. Collaborate enables you to invite guests to a live virtual presentation where you can guide viewers through your space, see what others are seeing, and collect feedback. It's super simple to start collaborating with clients and colleagues. Just start your session from your Yulio account and share the session link or QR code with them. Once they receive the invitation, your guests can join in person or remote from a VR headset, computer, or smartphone. No Yulio account is required to join a session as a guest. Once the session is started, you can start your virtual walkthrough, sharing your design story and spotlighting design details along the way. And if you take a look on screen, you can actually assign one or more of your guests' presenter controls during the session to let them share their feedback as they navigate through areas of interest. We know how important it is to be able to communicate clearly and effectively during your Collaborate sessions, which is why this year we launched Live Meeting. Live Meeting is a new integrated function within Collaborate that allows you to speak to and hear from your guests right within the session. This means that you no longer have to use an external communication or meeting tool to chat with your guests while hosting a Collaborate session. It's super simple to use. Once you're in your Collaborate session, you'll simply click on the Start Chat button next to the Participants tab to turn on Live Meeting. So from there, you can start communicating in real time with your guests. And Live Meeting works for all guests, regardless of if they're joining from a smartphone, desktop, tablet, or VR headset, as long as the device they're using has access to a speaker and a microphone. Now, while we're on the topic of headsets and Collaborate, this leads me to one of our most recent feature releases, View by QR Code. Until recently, for clients and colleagues outside of your Yulio account to view projects on their VR headset, they had to ensure their headset was connected to your Yulio account or an active client gallery. Our new View by QR Code feature removes these barriers, making it easier than ever for your clients and colleagues to jump into a VR experience. With View by QR code, all that your client needs to view a Yulio project on their headset or jump into a virtual Collaborate session is a MetaQuest headset and the free Yulio app. No Yulio account required. We have soft launch View by QR code, so it is ready to use in your account, but the official launch is coming soon. So with that said, if you want to try it out after this webinar, you will be one of the first to give it a go. So if you take a look at the video playing on screen now, I'll show you how it works. Once the Yulio app is downloaded to your client's headset, you'll simply share the project's QR code with them. After receiving the code, your client can put on their headset, open the Yulio app, and scan and go. The VR project will automatically load on their device, where they can navigate the full experience. Now, the same is true if you're inviting if you're inviting them to a Collaborate session. Previously, for your guests to join a Collaborate session from their headset, the headset needed to be connected to the Yulio account hosting the session. Now, once you launch your Collaborate session, you can just share the session's QR code invitation with your client and wait for them to join you live from their headset. No need to connect the headset to your account. Once they've joined you in Collaborate, you can continue with your session as normal, including assigning them presenter controls and seeing exactly what they're seeing in VR. The last benefit of our new View by QR code feature is how simple it is to view an augmented reality model from your headset. Previously, in order to view an AR model from a VR headset, you had to open the VR project, navigate to the scene with the AR model, and then select the AR hotspot to open it. Now you can share the AR model's QR code with your client or colleague. Once it's received, they'll simply put on their headset, open the Yulio app, and scan the code to load the model and start interacting with it. As you can see in the video on screen, the person viewing in the headset can see the model as a digital overlay on their physical environment. And they can use their hand controllers to position the model in their physical space to see exactly how it will look and fit. Now, before moving on, I just want to note that in order to use the View by QR code feature, it is required that your client has a more recent MetaQuest headset, such as the MetaQuest 3 or 3S. And on that note, this actually leads me to our next update, which is that we have added support for the MetaQuest 3S. Now, this support actually came in at the end of 2024, but it was too good for us to skip over, so we did want to include it here. The Quest 3S is Meta's most affordable headset in their current lineup. This is super important to us because we want VR to be as widely accessible to our clients as possible. And affordability is, of course, a huge factor in that. Another factor in that is mobility, which all Quest headsets accommodate. So you can take them on the go without having to worry about tethering it to a bulky computer. Along with affordability and mobility, the Quest 3S also offers an exceptional virtual viewing experience, as well as a full color camera for mixed reality applications. That camera is what enables you to use our new View by QR code feature, as well as view augmented reality models in Yulio. As an added bonus, MetaQuest headsets enable offline viewing. So when you connect your headset to your Yulio account, you can load your headset with up to 20 VR projects. Once they're loaded on your headset, those projects can be accessed from the Yulio app offline. So you don't have to worry about having a stable internet connection to view them or present them to clients. Okay, so now that we have covered the updates that we've made to the headset experience and other releases in your Yulio account, I want to shift gears to the content creation side of things. Specifically, we're going to look at several updates we've made to the Yulio Jump plugin for Revit. So for those of you who are new to Yulio, we created our own rendering engine called Yulio Jump, which is available through our plugins for Revit, SketchUp, and CET. With Yulio Jump, you can turn your Revit, SketchUp, or CET model into a VR-ready experience with just a few clicks. We'll handle all of the heavy lifting like lighting and navigation. On top of this, it's all cloud-based, which means as your VR scenes render, it doesn't tie up your machine. You can continue using your CAD programs and your computer while Yulio handles the rest of the work in the cloud. In minutes, your VR project will be available in your Yulio account, ready to view and share. So at Yulio, our team is constantly making improvements that uphold our commitment to being the simplest VR platform for both our users as the creators and your clients. As part of that commitment, we recently launched our new self-guided onboarding experience for Yulio Jump for Revit. This new onboarding experience essentially meets you at that initial introduction to Yulio in Revit itself, then walks you through what the entire CAD to VR lifecycle looks like with a functioning sample project. Of course, this is a great update to help our new users effortlessly ease into Yulio Jump for Revit, but it's also a great tool for current users who want to expand the use of Yulio across their teams and are looking for a quick, hands-free way to get other team members on board and up to speed with Yulio. In addition to the new onboarding experience, our Revit users now have access to a highly requested Yulio feature. So for many years, we've heard from architects using Yulio that they want to be able to navigate across multiple floors. And a version of that feature has been available in Yulio for a couple of years. You can upload multiple floor plans to your Yulio VR project, but it previously required you to export those floor plans from Revit, open your project in Yulio, and upload your floor plans to the project manually. From there, if you wanted to add navigation to those floor plans, you would have to go into the hotspot editor in Yulio and drag and drop location markers that represent your scenes across each floor plan. This year, we greatly streamlined that process for our Revit users by adding multi-level floor plan functionality to our Revit plugin. This enables you to select up to 10 floor plans to be exported and uploaded to your VR project during the rendering process. At the same time, Yulio will automatically add location markers to your floor plans, indicating where each scene is in your space and making your floor plans fully navigable. Again, this is just another way we're working to make creating VR content as simple as possible for you. So on a similar note, in 2025, we made a major workflow improvement for our Revit users who are looking to combine Enscape's rendering capabilities with Yulio's immersive VR presentation platform. So for those of you who are using Enscape to render 360 panoramas, you no longer have to go into your Yulio account, create a new project, and upload your Enscape renders and build your VR experience completely from scratch. Now you can simply upload your Enscape files to our plugin in Revit and let Yulio take care of the rest. So once your 360 panoramas have finished rendering from Enscape, you can open the Yulio plugin in Revit, upload your files, and assign them to their corresponding scene. From there, you can apply all of the Yulio features you know and love, including floor plans, navigation hotspots, and augmented reality. After you've selected your project enhancements, Yulio will do all of the heavy lifting to create your immersive VR experience and publish it to your Yulio account in a ready-to-share format. This update makes it easy to turn your Enscape renders into stunning VR experiences that you can share as a URL, present to your clients and colleagues live and collaborate, or upload to a personalized gallery of VR projects that your clients can access anytime. Another update we have made to further streamline the CAD to VR workflow for Revit users is our new Send to Headset button. So we know that for architects and designers that are using headsets, it's important to be able to jump right into the VR experience as soon as possible to validate different aspects of the design before it's shared with the client. When you apply the Send to Headset setting in the plugin, once your VR project has finished uploading to Yulio, it will automatically push to any headsets connected to your Yulio account. This allows you and your team to get into the VR experience faster than ever. Now, I do want to mention that I know earlier I talked about our new View by QR code feature and how it's an easy way to view projects in VR without having to connect the headset to your account. And that is true, but it was kind of created for a different purpose. Our View by QR code feature is mainly meant to help anyone outside of your Yulio account be able to view your VR projects in their headset quickly and easily. For Yulio users with a seat on the account, it's actually valuable to have your headsets connected to the account so that you can do things like quickly send any projects in your account to those headsets, and upload multiple projects to the headsets for offline viewing. So if you're a Yulio Jump for Revit user and you have a headset connected to your Yulio account, this send to headset button is a great shortcut for getting that project sent to your connected headset so you can start viewing in VR immediately. Now, staying on that same theme of efficiency, there have been several updates in 2025 to the Yulio Jump render pipeline for Revit. So, for those of you who use Yulio Jump for Revit, our team has invested and continues to invest in improving the performance and visual quality of those render outputs. So, it's getting faster and it's looking better. More specifically, we've made improvements to how your complex textures and materials render to enhance the overall realism of your scenes. We've also improved how rendering works in more complicated project scenarios. This includes when individual cameras are set to show or hide different elements, and when the project consists of a set of linked sub-projects. The effect of our improvements is that the resulting VR scenes more accurately reflect the design as it appears in Revit. And then finally, in addition to the email notification you receive, we have added an in-app notification that appears in Revit to let you know when your VR project is ready. All right, so that wraps up our 2025 feature releases and updates. Now is the time for an exclusive first look at some of the Yulio updates and releases that you can look forward to in 2026. So we're going to continue with Revit, but for my SketchUp and CET users listening, I promise your updates are coming next. So for Revit, as I said earlier, our team is committed to improving render quality, and with that includes significant improvements to lighting. So you can look forward to that in 2026. Along with that, based on your feedback, we're working on introducing a function that will enable you to update an existing Yulio project from Revit. For our Yulio Jump users, anytime you make an update to a scene in Revit that you want to apply to an existing Yulio project, you must render the new scenes with Yulio Jump. These new scenes are uploaded to Yulio as a new project, so you have to go into the project, download the new scenes, and then open the original project and use our replace function to replace your original scenes with the new ones. So we recognize that that is a bit of a bulky process. So with this new update, the idea is that if you need to make small changes to an individual scenes in an existing VR project, you can make those changes in Revit and then apply them to that existing VR project in Yulio without having to go through all of those current steps. Again, this is just another workflow improvement that we're working on to save you valuable time. Okay, now moving on to our SketchUp and CET users. So in 2026, we'll be launching a similar self-guided onboarding experience in Yulio Jump for SketchUp to the one that we recently pushed out in Revit and that I spoke about earlier. Again, this is a great update to help new users effortlessly ease into Yulio Jump for SketchUp, but it's also a great tool for current users who are looking to expand the use of Yulio across their teams. Along with that, our team is working on implementing the same Enscape compatibility that is available through the Yulio plugin for Revit. So you'll be able to render your 360 panoramas from Enscape or another preferred rendering engine and upload them to the Yulio plugin in SketchUp to create your immersive VR experience without ever having to step outside of the CAD tool. This same update is also coming for our CET users. Similar to Revit and SketchUp, you'll be able to render your 360 panoramas or other Yulio compatible files from your preferred rendering engine, such as CET's native renderer, and upload them directly to the Yulio extension in CET. From there, you can apply your enhancements, including a floor plan, navigation hotspots, and augmented reality, and Yulio will do the rest. And I do just want to take a moment to reiterate that you've always had the ability to create a Yulio VR project using compatible files rendered with an external rendering engine. But the process has required you to go into your Yulio account, upload your renders and other assets, and create your full VR experience from scratch. With this update across our plugins for Revit, SketchUp, and CET, our intention is to continue giving you that choice to use your preferred rendering engine while also streamlining that CAD to VR workflow as much as possible. Of course, Yulio Jump is always there for you as an efficient rendering tool, but we truly believe in giving you the option to select your render of choice and be in control of the appearance side of things while we do what we do best, which is deliver an exceptional VR experience. And on that note, that wraps up Yulio's 2025 feature release recap and our final webinar of the year. There are a few more exciting items on our product roadmap for 2026, but we are keeping them close for now. You'll just have to stay tuned and join us in the new year. So it was a pleasure hosting this webinar for you all today, and I speak on behalf of all of us at Yulio when I say thank you for being part of the Yulio community. If you have any questions, my contact details are on the screen now, so please feel free to reach out or you can comment them below and myself or one of my colleagues will follow up with you. Thank you again for joining me today, and we'll see you in 2026.